and we're over Havana, a city close to the States, yet one which has an entirely different atmosphere.
Oh, check out the vintage footage there. That's a promotional video from Pan Am Airlines in 1930s, of course, and it was long before commercial flights between the United States and Cuba came to a halt in the Cold War. All that changes today, and the first commercial flight from the U.S. to the communist nation is scheduled to leave this morning from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Kris Van Cleave is on the JetBlue flight, making the historic journey. Kris, good morning.
Good morning. This is Flight 387. It will be the first commercial flight to Cuba since 1961, 150 passengers on board. Now, you could get to Cuba before today, but it was private charter service and it was very expensive. That changes, making the forbidden island seem a lot less forbidden. For First Officer Frank Barreras, being at the controls of today's history-making flight to Santa Clara, Cuba, is to come full circle. His father, Frank Sr., was just a teenager when he fled Cuba on one of the last commercial flights to the U.S. 55 years ago.
I think it's going to be an emotional moment for all of us. I never thought this day would come in my lifetime, and it's amazing, amazing times.
JetBlue is the first U.S. airline to resume regularly scheduled airline service under new rules allowing Americans greater access to Cuba. Soon, as many as 110 daily flights from 10 airlines will depart the U.S. for the island nation.
We wanted to be first to Cuba, and our crew members wanted to be first in Cuba.
JetBlue CEO Robin Hayes.
This is going to make travel not only easier, but much more affordable, and that's going to encourage even more people to travel.
Airlines were given just 90 days to launch the new service. Like JetBlue, American Airlines has been rushing to prepare crews on the ground in Cuba, shipping boxes of equipment and making sure everything works.
Bottom line is, this has been a very rushed process.
After years of tense relations, travel security is a concern for Republican Mike McCall, the chair of the House Homeland Security Committee.
We don't even know what their vetting process is for these employees. It just takes one person, either corrupted or radicalized, to put a bomb on an airplane. U.S.
Air Marshals will be on some flights, and the TSA says it is confident in the security protocols at the 8 island airports assessed so far. TSA Administrator Peter Neffinger.
We will ensure that they, in fact, meet all of those requirements that we put in place at last points of departure.
Pure tourism to Cuba is still prohibited, but the rules allowing Americans to travel there have a lot more leeway than they used to. The process for passengers is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be kind of old school in that no mobile apps, no kiosks. You have to go to the check-in counter. You have to get your visa. The airlines are recommending be there at least 3 hours before your flight. One other interesting thing, each flight's going to have its own mechanic on board.
That's good to know. Kris, thank you so much.